Despite the number, the litany, the plethora, the pack of conspiracy theories that you may have seen surrounding Joe Biden getting COVID and maybe he's dead and this resignation over the letter, why haven't we seen him? Anytime the right has an opportunity to create something out of nothing, to run with a wild conspiracy theory, they're going to take the moment. And last night, putting all of that to bed, unless he's got a body double, which is another thing these idiots believe, Joe Biden gave a speech. He gave remarks from the Oval Office behind the Resolute desk about his departure as a candidate in this election. And there's two moments that I want to share. It actually, coincidentally, is about the first minute and about the last minute of the speech. If you haven't seen the full 11 or 12 minute set of remarks, you should watch the whole thing because it should buoy your spirits and give you hope for our future. But also, and this is what I want to talk about today, it sets a stark juxtaposition between what we face with a Republican president in Donald Trump and that administration, a redo, an even worse attempt than the first time, the 45th president of the United States, and what we have now and what we look forward to with a Kamala Harris administration. And the differences couldn't be any different. I'm going to play this first clip. And what I want you to do is imagine this tone, this being who Joe Biden is, being exhibited by Donald Trump. It's going to be impossible because Donald Trump has never shown a single moment of being presidential in the entirety of his time as president or as a candidate for president of the United States. He campaigned in 2015 and 2016 for that election. He campaigned all throughout from the time of 2017 to the time of 2021. He camped up to the election of 2020. He campaigned. And now we're witnessing him a campaign again, and he has demonstrated nothing but divisiveness, nothing but hate, nothing but paranoia. And I want you to see the difference. So here is roughly the first minute or so of Joe Biden's remarks last night from the Oval Office.
My fellow Americans, I'm speaking to you tonight from behind the Resolute desk in the Oval Office. In this sacred space, I'm surrounded by portraits of extraordinary American presidents. Thomas Jefferson wrote the immortal words that guide this nation. George Washington, who showed us presidents are not kings. Abraham Lincoln, who implored us to reject malice. Franklin Roosevelt, who inspired us to reject fear. I revere this office, but I love my country more. It's been the honor of my life to serve as your president. But in the defense of democracy, which is at stake, I think is more important than any title. I draw strength and I find joy in working for the American people. But this sacred task of perfecting our union is not about me. It's about you, your families, your futures. It's about we, the people.
The difference couldn't be clearer about how these people, politicians on both sides, how they comport themselves, how they think about, and they do think about it, at least on the Democrat side, what the office of the president means, who he is serving. I've seen a lot of dialogue, this is irritating me lately, about how we talk about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, and don't use her name, call her Vice President Harris, or all. And I understand the respect element, but these are public servants. They work for us. And Joe Biden couldn't have said it any better here. They're not kings. They are not American royalty. They are not to be revered. They are to roll up their sleeves and do the hard work of governance, which we don't see from Donald Trump. We've heard Donald Trump talking about the White House as a dump, not showing reverence and respect and thankfulness that they have had the opportunity to serve the American people. The difference could not be more clear. And Kamala Harris will continue this tradition of presidents who respect the office, who revere the office, yet love their country more. This is how the speech ended, the remarks ended, and just as powerful, just as impactful, just as much of a tone of reverence as when it started. Watch this.
Nowhere else on earth could a kid with a stutter, from modest beginnings in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and Claymont, Delaware, one day sit behind the resolute desk in the Oval Office as President of the United States. But here I am. That's what's so special about America. We're a nation of promise and possibilities, of dreamers and doers, of ordinary Americans doing extraordinary things. I've given my heart and my soul to our nation, like so many others. I've been blessed a million times in return with the love and support of the American people. I hope you have some idea how grateful I am to all of you. The great thing about America is here, kings and dictators do not rule, the people do. History is in your hands. The power is in your hands. The idea of America lies in your hands. We just have to keep faith, keep the faith, and remember who we are. We're the United States of America, and there's simply nothing beyond our capacity when we do it together. So let's act together, preserve our democracy. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you.
So he ends the first minute or so talking about that this is about we, the people, and he ends the remarks talking about we, the people. That the great thing about America is kings and dictators do not rule here, the people do. We, the people. This is a mechanism through which democracy works. A mechanism that the Republican Party and Project 2025 and Donald Trump and the rest of these sycophantic yes men, these anti-democratic trolls, they want to tear away, strip away at the power of we the people. They want to end democracy in America. They want to supplant it with white Christian nationalism. Again, the choice could not be more clear relative to the choices that are before us this November. If indeed, and it looks the way that it's going to be, Kamala Harris is the choice, it's a clear choice. On the other side, you got sweaty and confused, angry, vitriolic, retribution-focused Donald Trump. And on the side of the Democrats, you've got people who talk about we the people. That kings and dictators do not rule here. Democracy does. What do you think? I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, as always, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. I'd love to hear from you, daily at dollemore.com. We can also just mix it up in the comments. That'll help YouTube to deliver this content to new people, and that would be great. If you want to help support this work, if you want to take a hand in producing this content and this message, click the join button below, become a channel member for $2 a month. Go over to my Patreon page, patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast, and I'll see you next time. I love and appreciate you. Thank you very much. Be genuine. Take care of one another.